Well, today on the Daily Buzz, Prince Harry's X-rated photo scandal takes a new turn as video emerges placing the Playboy prince with an Olympic star moments before his Vegas romp. Then, did the Bachelorette cheat? Only weeks after their engagement, headlines suggest serious trouble is ahead for the reality couple Emily and Jeff. Then, meet Eva Longoria's new co-stars. What has the former desperate housewife teaming with the president? And Life After Seal, we're exclusively with Heidi Klum as she embarks on a brand new adventure. Your dose of pop culture starts right now on the Daily Buzz. New video of Prince Harry is uncovered, adding yet another twist to the X-rated royal scandal. Welcome to the Daily Buzz, I'm Dylan Howard. Since the Prince's return home to London, he's not been sighted. But across the UK, no one is publishing those X-rated photos. So we're asking today, why is there a media blackout? But first, let's welcome our guest co-host today, Nicole DeBeau. Thanks very much for joining us here in the studio.
Well, thanks, Dylan, for having me. I am so excited to be here and thrilled to be joining this Prince Harry discussion. It has everyone talking.
Indeed it does, including us here at the Daily Buzz. Let's take a look at video we obtained of Prince Harry swimming in a Las Vegas pool alongside none other than Olympic gold medalist Ryan Lochte. Now, they're actually racing in that pool there. It's full of partygoers and obviously a cheap photographer on the sideline who snapped that photo and wanted to sell it to the media. Now, Ryan Lochte addressed this encounter with the party boy Prince in an interview with Matt Lauer on Today.
How did it happen? We were at the same facility, same pool party, and his people came over to my table and said, "Hey, Prince Harry wants to meet you."
So you didn't know him before this?
No, I didn't know him at all. And I was like, all right, yeah, let's go meet him. So I went over there, met him. I was like fully clothed. So was he. He was like, "Hey, you want to do something?" I was like, "What?" And he's like, "You want to race me in the pool?" I was like, "All right, let's go." And I just took off my shirt and we jumped in and we just started racing.
Dylan, Matt followed up with Ryan specifically about what happened after their race that led to those now scandalous snapshots.
So after the race, did he say, "Hey, Ryan, I'm throwing another kind of party over in the hotel room. Would you like to show up at that?"
No, he never said anything like that.
He didn't talk about billiards or anything like that?
Oh, no. After our race and everything, like, we went our separate ways.
Now that you've seen the photos that have come out of that other little party he threw in the hotel room, are you sorry he didn't call you, or are you happy he didn't call you?
I'm kind of happy.
Yeah.
I bet he is, but it would have made it all the more interesting if an Olympic star would have been added to the hijinks, Nicole.
Yeah, agreed. It would have taken this story to a whole new level.
Indeed. Well, the world is seeing these Prince nude photos on the television and online. But in the UK, seemingly, the press has been neutered. Entirely, the British media as a whole simply won't publish them. Plus, the shots cannot be found anywhere on a television screen. Indeed, it's a total media blackout. The UK Sky News discussed this very subject today. Let's take a look at what they're saying.
Why do you think the papers didn't publish these pictures? Is it because they are essentially private pictures taken in a private place and therefore the person deserves privacy? Or is it because of pressure as a result of the Leveson inquiry?
Well, I think it's primarily because of the direction that has come from Clarence House to respect the privacy of the Prince. And
Interesting stuff. Well, joining us from the Daily Buzz newsroom is Callie Lynch, royal expert from socialitelife.com. Callie, why is it that we haven't seen these photos being published in the United Kingdom?
Well, essentially, Dylan, it's the matter of the press sort of getting along with St. James Palace. If they were to print these photos, it would turn into an ethical issue, and they don't want to be outside the realm of the palace because then they wouldn't be invited to engagements, get to talk with Prince William and Prince Harry. And it's very interesting, I have here, that Bob Satchwell, who heads the industry group, the Society of Editors, said that papers, they did not print the photos because they said it is unacceptable to photograph individuals in private places without their consent.
Interestingly, though, Callie, the law here in America is vastly different, and I spoke about this on the BBC yesterday. We have the freedom of the press here in the United States. The First Amendment allows us to publish those photos. Is it true, though, Callie, that Prince Charles was threatening legal action against publishers if those photos were printed in newspapers?
I don't know if that is necessarily true, but we do have England does have the Press Complaints Commission, which sort of is a watchdog on behalf of the palace and on behalf of other private citizens. But it's quite funny that these members of the British press are essentially saying to the palace and to everyone else, listen, we respect you, it's an ethical issue, and collectively, we are not going to print these photos.
Now, Kelly, The Sun actually had to recreate that famous or infamous shot with one of their own staffers, of course he was named Harry, in order to cover this scandal because of those reasons that we were talking about. That's a desperate attempt to try and get their way into this story, correct?
Correct. Well, the funny part is that Sun is owned by News Corp International, which is run by Rupert Murdoch, who in the 70s, I believe it was, came onto the British press scene and was not concerned about what the royal family thought of him, and he just printed whatever he wanted. So this is par for the course for the Sun.
And Kelly, it just doesn't seem realistic to have this countrywide ban when anyone can easily see these photos online at any time, right?
Absolutely, Nicole, but the question of it is it the right thing to do? And the British press knows from way back when Diana passed away, they know to stay away from touchy subjects like this. And this in particular is a very sensitive subject. Harry is well liked. Citizens in Britain had told the papers that they don't mind what happened. They still like Harry, they still respect him. He still does wonderful things for both the charities he works for and the military. So at the end of the day, this is the British press saying, listen, we respect Harry, we respect the royal family, we don't want to get on the bad side of the palace. We're going to refrain from publishing these photos.
Kelly, I'm a reformed tabloid editor. I used to edit the Star magazine here in the United States. Let me tell you, if I was an editor of a UK newspaper, I would be upset about this supposed policy. Is the press in the UK feeling how I would be feeling?
I think certain members are definitely feeling that, but at the same time, this is a much larger question of what will happen to our readership if we are, say, one of the only 3 papers to publish these photos. So it's sort of, in an instance like this, Dylan, it needs to be a group effort to come together and say, listen, the right thing to do, no matter how much we would make on advertising, no matter how much our readership would drop, is to not publish these pictures.
Well, there are reports that royal security normally ask guests to turn over their cell phones, but in this case, it simply did not happen. Isn't that a major gaffe on the behalf of his security team, Kelly, and Will Head's role?
No. The royal protection officers their one job is to protect Harry from being shot, from being attacked, from whatever. They're not his moral compass. All
right. Well, Kelly, good to get your royal insight as always. Thank you very much for your time.
Thanks, Dylan.
For more on the Prince scandal, head on over to the website, celebbuzz.com, or follow the Party Boy Prince chat on Twitter with our hashtag #TheDailyBuzz.
And when we come back, is the Bachelorette and her new fiancé, Jeff, already in trouble?
Plus, Nicole, we're exclusively with supermodel mum Heidi Klum. She's making big news right here. But next, Twihards are in a flutter today as Robert Pattinson reveals a big secret. We'll tell you why coming up.